Hey guys, it's Marco again. It's time to make a guide about this meme/serious build for Venthyr Fire Mages. I've seen quite a lot of good logs with this build on Heroic. Some were the top logs and I just had to make a guide about it, to show Fire Mages some love. You can reciprocate it by hitting that like button and subscribing, so I can make a good log on YouTube algorithm boss. And if you really like my videos, you can go to Patreon to show me some additional support. Or you maybe don't like my videos, but think of me as a good player. You can still go there and get some coaching. I will start with the core differences between this and normal Fire Mage running Disciplinary Command. You want to run Sun King's Blessing in combination with Pyroclasm. These two things synergize well, but the problem is the proc rate of Pyroclasm and the small duration of both of these buffs. Sun King and Pyroclasm both last for 15 seconds only. For this build, you definitely want to run Infernal Cascade and Control Destruction. The third best conduit is Siphon Malice. Best soulbind option is definitely Teotar. Others will do fine, but Teotar will have that few percent DPS edge. I will be using Nadja with 3 soulbinds. Siphon Malice is just a small tad worse than Dauntless Duelist on solo targets, but you're definitely running Siphon Malice on Teotar. So because of that, I'm still gonna run Siphon Malice. I won't run Teotar, so I don't lose too much conduit energy. This build is made for solo target blast damage and a bit of cleave. The problem of this build is that it needs to be too stationary to be good for progression, considering that Pyroblast hardcast is 4 seconds and you will often need to cast it. But it seems better than any other Fire Mage build for solo targets. And we have a Fire Mage who proved that point in Heroic Sanctum of Domination. Stat weights are a bit different than with the regular Fire Mage, and you should focus a bit more on the critical. Currently, my stats are perfectly balanced with the big critical trinket, and I have 447 critical rating, 991 haste, 394 mastery, and 346 versatility. Talking about domination sockets, Blood and Unholy ones seem quite close for me. Blood socket bonus actually has a slight edge, but I prefer the Unholy one due to pretty effect, and sometimes if you're blessed with the RNG, you will have 900 more intellect for your combustion. But here comes the interesting part, how to do the opener and rotation. The rotation is more RNG based than your regular Fire Mage. And if you get your Pyroclasm proc in combustion, prepare to hardcast Pyroblast, but only if that Pyro will be casted till the end of the combustion. The build is quite fun, and even when you have 2-minute cooldown on combustion, you keep getting combustions from the legendary. It's quite dynamic, and I believe that a lot of you guys will like it, and if you're a Frost Mage, it's going to be quite of a change in scenery. Believe me, try it for your own fun. You can do the opener in a few different ways. So you can use Pyroblast as a precast, Fireball as a precast, or just Mirrors of Torment as a precast. Ideally, you want to precast Pyroblast, but I will demonstrate the opener with Mirrors, so I remove the first crit RNG. But if you get the first crit, you just won't do Fireblast during your opening Fireball. Precast Mirror Images, and Shadow Orb of Torment if you have it. Followed by Mirrors of Torment, Fireblast at the end of the cast, into Potion, plus Time Warp, plus Fireball, and at the end of that Fireball, you pop Combustion with one more Fire Blast following it. At that point, you're just doing Pyro, Pyro, Fire Blast, Pyro, Phoenix Flames, Pyro plus Fire Blast, Pyro, Phoenix Flames, Pyro plus Fire Blast, Pyro, Phoenix Flames, Pyro, into Scorch plus Fire Blast, into Pyro, Pyro. One big thing to note is that you can get some RNG during your combustion, and you should hardcast Pyroblast during combustion if you proc Pyroclasm. Your opener will always have more or less Pyros, depending on your haste, if you get the Power Infusion and Time Warp. And after that opener, you're going with Rune of Power, and you're hardcasting Pyroblast in order to get the small combustion. Use any Fireblast stacks that you have left, and then scorch the target for more Pyroblasts. Rotation is pretty simple, but definitely more interesting than the regular Fire Mage. You're normally building up your Pyros, but you do hardcast the Pyros when you get the proc. You can even wait with the hardcasting to get the Sun King's Blessing proc. You can also wait a bit with Sun King's Blessing to get a Fire Blast, or if you're waiting for Rune of Power. I'm leaving you with a lot of ifs, just because it's RNG based spec and you should play it yourself to figure it out. I'm mostly giving you guidelines. And then after this, you want to cast second Mirrors of Torment quite a bit before the second combustion. Follow it up with Sun King's Blessing Combustion and benefit from the Fire Blast cooldown reduction and Siphon Malice proc for second combustion. For the last node before my demonstration, Rune of Power should ideally be used for your little combustions, but you can't always do that. And as I said, here's a small demonstration.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
After seeing this, I hope that you guys will give this build a try, since it's quite fun to play this, and this build has a chance to compete with Arcane and Frost on solo turrets. Now you just need to make sure to hit that like button while combusting the bell notification, and maybe dropping a flame strike on my Patreon. Thank you, and until next time, take care.